Hey guys, today we're going to redo this fountain that I've had here for a few years. It's been there about 5 years, but with the frost heave and all that, it's kind of settled a little weird and basically just needs to be redone. I think 5 years isn't too bad, but we're going to put some gravel under it, make sure it's nice and stable, redo it. I'm going to need to dig out some flowers and then probably replant some stuff. So let's take a look at what we got. Alright, so here's the fountain. I already dug out some hostas here because I wanted them for another garden and I needed to pull them out anyways. But we have some Harlequin blue flags that grew, a lot of phlox, a couple lilies. But if we take a look back here, the major supporting rock is really leaning into these irises. Which kind of made everything settle. In addition, I had some leaks last year. I was losing water, so it's time to just redo all of that. So I'm gonna start pulling it apart. We'll probably dig out some flowers and then we'll start putting it together. All right, so we drained it out best we can, and I'm gonna clean that out later. But you can see here, basically, the second part of the fountain sits right on top of that brick there, and then the third one sits on top of a pile of rocks. We're gonna see what we can do to improve the flow and fix any leaks. I really need to level this out first, so I think I'm gonna put some gravel down, we'll put some water in it and see where it sits. All right, we're all leveled out a little better there. Got plenty of rocks stuffed under there. Should be tapped down pretty good. Draining that back out, and then I'm going to pull that hose out and we'll see if we can fix that leak. All right, I got it all cleaned out. You can see how clear it is, looks nice. That seal seems to be good, it's not leaking. So I think my leaking problem was just water running off that back ledge because it was tipped a little bit. So I don't think I'm gonna have to fix any leaks, which means, well, let's put this thing together and get it running. All right, the bones are pretty much together here. Everything was running good. I ran the hose from the top. It runs down through without overflowing anywhere. So before I go any farther, I'm gonna need to redo the seal on the top hose here. And we'll probably just use some silicone. I know they make better stuff, but I have silicone here, so that's what I'm gonna use. So that's gonna go in there, come out there. And then I'll need to just kind of cover up and make it look a little better. Luckily it's hidden behind the plants here. I don't think I'm going to do anything with that rock, even though it's leaning. It's pretty sturdy in there. I was standing right on it. It'll probably drift a little bit, but we can make adjustments. All right, I let that dry for a little bit. Here's the end of the hose. So that should be dry enough. I'm gonna put some silicone in there and stick the hose through. Goes in right down here. clear that hole out. And that should be good to go. We'll cover that with rocks later so you don't see the white. Looks like we're all set, so I'm gonna let that cure for a few hours. That sun should help speed that up a little bit. Maybe by the end of the day we can run the water. In the meantime, I'm gonna get these rocks set up and we'll make some plant stands around this thing. Try and hide that tube a little bit, and we'll see how that goes. All right, looks like we're good to go. So I'm gonna go grab some flowers to put in there. I'll just grab a few 6-packs of assorted stuff, and we'll just see what the store has. But that's pretty much complete. Let's get those flowers planted. All right, we got some flowers here. Let's get that pump hooked up and we'll run the electric over. I just run it from an extension cord from a GFCI over there. And we'll get these rocks cleaned up, get that hole filled in, and then we'll get this water running. It's been a couple hours, so that silicone should be good enough to at least run some water through, and we'll get this going today. All right, we got our pump here. I bought that on Amazon a couple years ago. The old one I had really sucked. This one gives a lot better flow. So, connect that in. Let's see if it's actually working or not. So plug that in. Now let's test it first. Looks like it's got some good water flow. So Alright, that's working. Well, let's get that plugged in here. And we want to prep our electric. So what I usually do is tuck all of this down inside of here. So there's actually a hole down in here. So I'll plug this in, I'll bunch everything up down in there out of sight. And then we'll run that line right along the edge of the patio here. And what I'll do is I'll just make a little slot here and stick it down in there so that I don't have to worry about it for the summer. So let's get that done. All right, so I'm gonna just put my shovel in right at the edge. And just peel back the sod just a little bit. All the way down. So I'm going to do that the length of the patio here, and then we will take this cord and stick that down in there just enough so it's not going to get caught on the lawnmower or anything like that, the weed whacker. And of course I'll have to be careful when I get to this corner that I don't hit it with the weed whacker. So I'll finish that up. Okay, I got that cord run down through here. We're gonna plug in our pump and get that run back through here. And I'm just gonna stuff all of this down between the rocks so it's out of sight. There's actually a ton of space in there, so I should be able to fit all of it. I have in the past. And for anybody who's worried about, oh my God, he's burying an electric cord in the lawn, I really just put a slot in to keep it out of sight, and it's not really going to be buried. And it is temporary. I pull it out every year in the fall. It's plugged into GFCI, so we don't really need to worry about anybody getting shocked or anything like that. All right, well, let's give it a try. I think we should be good to go. Now we got some water flow. Let's get that hooked in. Get that cord tucked down in there so it's out of sight. And the pump's running. I think we need to add a little more water. And we'll add some to the top to prime it. Come on, baby. You can do it. Pump's having trouble getting water up there. It was running a lot better earlier. Guess I'll mess with that for a few minutes and we'll see how it goes after that. There we go. So we have water flow. So that is pretty freaking awesome. That's some great flow. And attracts all kinds of birds, and the toads love this thing. So all these little spaces in the rocks become little toad caves, toad houses, whatever you want to call them. And I absolutely love sitting next to this thing all summer. So I'm gonna finish up here. I got all my buckets of decorative stones and crap, some gnomes and stuff to put on. We'll cover up that core with rock and we'll finish this up. All right, one very important thing I almost forgot. I use a screen wrapped around that filter as a, wrapped around that pump as a pre-filter. That's gonna help with any of the debris that gets in the water, whether it's flower petals from these pots or leaves, bugs, whatever. So I wrap that around the pump, and then I'll pile these rocks real close to it, and that definitely helps mitigate any of those problems. I like to put these round river rocks on the top. I'm going to do that. And those will help cover that tube up that we left sticking out up there. And there you have it. We got a completed, rebuilt fountain. And this is going to be great all summer. And one thing I forgot to mention at the beginning is I got this for free. Someone put it out at the road right up the street from me. I happened to see it. I was the first one to get to it, so lucky me, I got a free fountain. But that's it. So thank you for watching. Like and subscribe. I'll see you soon.